able to share the screen. It was giving me some trouble. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Last thing for today, um, it is okay. Oh, we must. Okay, so this is the last topic for today. وأما زننت وأخواتها, and as for Zanna and its sisters, فإنها تنسب المبتدأ والخبر. So its mubtada as well as its khabar is in the nasab status ala annahuma maf'ulan laha, and both of them will become the maf'ul for it. وهي ظننت وحسبت وخلت وزعمت ورأيت وعلمت ووجدت واتخذت وجعلت وسمعت. So these are all the sisters of Zanna. تقول ظننت زيدا قائما, the first example, and then the second example is رأيت عمرا شاخصا وما أشبه ذلك. So two examples they have given. ظننت زيدا قائما, so it has entered upon the jumla ismiya زيد قائما and has given nasab to the mubtada and the khabar and made both of them the maf'ul for it. So we will say Zaidan is the maf'ul bihi awwal for it, and Qa'iman is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. Ra'aytu Amran shakhisan. So Amr is the maf'ul bihi awwal for Ra'aytu, and shakhisan is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. Wama ashbaha zalika, and whatever resembles it. So similar examples. So we discussed those. Okay. So first of all, the other name for Zanna and its sisters is Afalil Qulub. The Afalil Qulub means what? They are always used in the meaning of certainty and doubt. So whenever we see that the Afalil Qulub are used, they will be used either in the meaning of certainty, a person is certain about something, or a person has a doubt about something. They enter upon the mubtada and the khabar and make them maf'ul bihi. So they enter upon mubtada and khabar and make both of them maf'ul bihi, and because they become maf'ul bihi for them, hence both of them will take the nasab status. So example, Zaidun mujtahidun, Zaid is a hardworking person, and when Zwanantu enters upon it, which is the afali qulub, a faili qalb, because singular, so that's going to be faili qalb, and it's going to give Zaidan nasab status and mujtahidan nasab status, and both of them will become the maf'ul for it. Zaidan is maf'ul bihi awwal and mujtahidan is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. So it means, okay, zanantu Zaidan mujtahidan, I assumed that was hardworking. Okay. So what is the rule for it, that it is not correct to drop one of the maf'ul? Sometimes a fail will take two maf'ul, and it is possible to drop one of the maf'ul for it. But when the verb is Zanna and its sisters, or the afale qulu, then you cannot drop one maf'ul bihi for it. Both maf'ul bihi have to be there. So that is one of the conditions. And the other condition is sometimes the afale qulu will enter upon a sentence, and the whole sentence will come equivalent to two maf'uls. And that example I have given, if we take a sentence innaka alimun, and then azwannu I've added up to this, I assume innaka alimun. So this, although we don't see the change in the status of it, but the whole of this sentence innaka alimun will take place, or it will considered to be placed maf'ul bihi awwal and maf'ul bihi thani. So we won't be able to separate the maf'ul, but the sentence will come in the place of two maf'uls. Usually what happens that maf'ul bihi awwal will answer the question who. It is usual, not all the time, but most of the time it will happen that when you see that how to identify maf'ul bihi awwal and thani. So the maf'ul bihi awwal will answer the question who, and the maf'ul bihi thani, or the second maf'ul bihi, will answer the question what. So this is a sort of an identification between the two maf'ul bihi. Okay, so these are the sisters of Zanna, Zanantu, Hasibtu, Khiltu, Sami'tu, Ra'aytu, Alimtu, Wajadtu, Akhastu, and Ja'altu. So first of all, Zanantu, it is usually in the meaning of yes. So yes, when we said we have these, so what happens that sometimes they can be used in one meaning and sometimes they can be used in another meaning, like meaning that sometimes they are used in the meaning of certainty and the same word can be used in the meaning of the doubt as well, and that happens with most of them. Most of the afal qulub can be used in both meanings, but then when I have given the meanings, it is the meaning that is most commonly used. So uh, zanantu can be used like I am certain or I thought. And then the example is وَظَنَّ أَنَّهُ الْفَرَاقُ. So أَنَّهُ الْفَرَاقُ, or the same thing is happening after it. We will not be able to identify the مفعول به أول and مفعول به ثاني, but we will take the whole jumla in place of the two مفعول. This is another example. You can go through it yourself. Okay. And the next word is hasibtu. Hasibtu is used in the meaning of I assume or I thought. Hasibtahum lulu'am mansura. You would think of them as beautiful as scattered pearls. So hasibta is the fail qalb. Hum is the mafule bihi awwal for it. Lu'lu'an mansuran mawsuf sifa, and that will become the mafule bihi sani for it. Okay. खिलतू is used in the meaning of I imagined. उर्दू में जैसे हम कहते हैं मैंने ख्याल किया. But it is used in this meaning and I couldn't really find an example for it, so I just left it like that. Zamtu again can be used in two meanings, I thought or I firmly believe. So this is the example I've given from Suratul Jumu'ah. قل يا أيها الذين هادوا إن زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس. So we will just concentrate on the highlighted part. زعمتم أنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس. So زعمتم is the failure qalb, and the whole sentence إنكم أولياء لله من دون الناس will come in the place of the two maf'ools. If you claim that you are allies of Allah, min dunin nas, excluding the other people. So this is what it is, the thing, and then here a sentence has taken place of the two maf'ools. Then ra'aytu is used in the meaning of to consider or to know something. Okay. Innahum yarawnahu ba'ida. Yarawna is the fi'l qalb. Who is the maf'ul bihi awwal for it, and ba'idan is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. And next example is from Suratul Mulk. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ إِنْ أَهْلَكَنِيَ اللَّهُ. So okay. So again, what happened? قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ. This whole in أَهْلَكَنِيَ اللَّهُ will become the sentence or the shart, we can say for now, will become will take place of the two maf'ools and say, O Muhammad, have you considered whether Allah should cause my death and those with me? It is the- Okay. Next is alim to know someone to be something. किसी चीज को कुछ और जानना. So that is the example of it. فإن علمتم هن مؤمنات. So hunna is the maf'ul bihi awwal for it, and mu'minatin is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. And if you know them to be believing women, that is what the meaning for it. And then this another example, وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُهُ. So again, for يَعْلَمُ, what is happening? The sentence is taking the place of two mafa'il. إِنَّكَ لَرَسُولُهُ. So this whole will be coming in the place of مفعول به أول and مفعول به ثاني. And Allah knows that you are His messenger. Then we have wajatu. Wajatu means to find someone as something. So this is the example for it is لَوَجَدُوا اللَّهَ تَوَّابًا رَحِيمًا. Allah is the maf'ul bihi awwal and tawwaban rahima. So we will say that tawwaban is the khabri. Okay, so this we can say for now that it is mawsuf sifa, and then we can say that this is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. And they would find Allah accepting of the repentance and the merciful. So Lafzi Allah is the maf'ul bihi awwal, and together we can connect them for the session. We can say that they are mawsuf sifa, and then we can say that this is the maf'ul bihi thani. Yes.
Samia,
And then
names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot be mawsuf sifa, right?
there's a difference of opinion in it, sister. So if just to make it simpler for the class, let's just say it for now. Otherwise, if I give it some other Arab, then it is going to be difficult for some of the sisters to understand, and then probably we can discuss it in question answers session that how is the other way of giving it Arab.
Sure.
Okay. Next example is okay. I lost my slide. Yes. So Wajada we will do. Inna wajadnahu sabiran. So this is about Hazrat Ayyub alayhi salam, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Inna wajadnahu sabiran. Hmm. Indeed, we found him patient. So wajadnahu, who is the maf'ul bihi awwal for it, and sabiran is the maf'ul bihi thani for it. Okay. Next word is akhadu, and akhadu comes in meaning of I regarded something a certain way. So the example is this Surah Al-Furqan. اتخذوا هذا القرآن مهجورا. We will just talk about this part of the ayah. اتخذوا is the فعل قلب. هذا القرآن you can take them as اسم الإشارة مشار إليه or بدل المبدل منه. So this will take the first مفعول به, and مهجورا will be the second مفعول به for it. And the translation says that indeed my people have taken this Quran as a thing abandoned. Yeah, in this example, وَاتَّخَذَ اللَّهُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ خَلِيلًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Ibrahim as an intimate friend. So this is the fa'il for it. اتخذ al-Ibrahima is the maf'ul bihi awwal, and khalilan is the maf'ul bihi thani. Ja'alta is to make something in a particular way. So the example is الذي جعل لكم الأرض فراشا. So for جعل, the lakum is the muta'alliq, al-arda is the maf'ul bihi awwal, and firashan is the maf'ul bihi thani. He who made for you the earth a bed spread out. And then okay, this example وَجَعَلُوا الْمَلَائِكَةَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ إِنَاثًا. Okay. وَجَعَلُوا, this is a فعل قلب. الْمَلَائِكَةَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ. So الَّذِينَ هُمْ عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ is the sifa for al-malaikatu. That's why I highlighted for you. And this whole of it, al-malaikatu الَّذِينَ هُمْ عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ is the maf'ul bihi awwal. Inasan is the maf'ul bihi thani. and they have made the angels. What have they made the angels? So this is the sifa for it. The sifa of the angel is who are the servants of the most merciful. Okay. And then what have they taken them as? They have taken them as females, or they have made them females. So that is why in Arthanista Mafule Bihi Kani, the angels are made female. Basically, that is what it is. And then the last word is Samiatu, and I couldn't find an example for Samiatu, but the meaning of it is okay, as far as I am concerned. And also, there is a difference of opinion upon this Samiatu, and some of the scholars say that this is a failure qalb, and some of the scholars say that this is not a failure qalb. So this is probably the reason why I couldn't find example for Samia so in the failure qalb. So okay, this is all for now. Now, if someone has a question, you can ask one by one, and I will make dua and sisters and you end the recording. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.